Okay, so all 5 of these tasks will be done from the attached database. So everyone will have a copy. If you look under your Google Drive and under Classroom, Computers 30, and then yours will show up in this folder, in your Computers 30 folder, with your name, and then there'll be a dash, and export to Excel. So if you find this file, it'll be your name dash export to Excel. If you find this file and then open it up, so the table that we're going to use for exporting, we're going to use this orders table. So if we open this up, this is a table from a bakery, and these are all the orders that they've received. So let's start off with exporting to Excel. If we go to External Data tab on the top, and then you can click to the Export to Excel spreadsheet. And it gives us a few options here. Let's do it first once without the formatting selected. If you click OK, whoops, let me do that again. I didn't give it a proper name. So put it in Classroom somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to export it without any formatting. We can just close that. And now if I go back here, we have this order tables unformatted. If I open that up, we can see this now contains all the same information. Whoops. We'll get to that one later. All the same information from here, but there's no formatting or anything. Let's do the same thing again. This time we're going to select formatted. And once you select formatted, you can tell it to open it after, which is convenient. So we can see it's still the same information, but it's added a bit of formatting to it. Now, one feature that is useful is here in Access, you can sort and filter things really easily. So let's say we want to get a table of just the orders that haven't been paid for yet. We can click at the top here on the paid column, unselect yes, and now we see that we've only got the orders that have not been paid for yet. So maybe you want to export that to Excel to send that to accounting or something. Okay, I missed a step. So you need to highlight the ones you want. So once you've filtered it, highlight the ones that are visible, and then click Export. We'll save that as unpaid. Go Export, open after Export, and then select Export only the selected records. And then go OK. So now we see we've got a nice table of just the items that we wanted. So that covers exporting to Excel. We'll see in a little bit how we'll import it from within Excel, which is actually, I think, more handy than doing it this way. So the next thing we want to look at is exporting to a text file. We're going to format it as comma separated variables. So under the external data again, the export section, text file. Give it a name. We're going to leave this unselected. Go OK. And that brings us to the options for the export text. We can set it up as delimited, which is going to put a comma between each variable in the table. Or we can set it to fixed width, which if you open it in just a text editor, it'll look more like the original. But as far as exporting and importing, this format isn't really that useful. So we're going to go with the delimited. Okay, and then click next. And if we go next, it allows us to pick a different character if we wanted. Yesterday we tried to put in our own character. Oh, there we go. So we could put a $sign in, or any other character we actually want. You could even put a letter, but if you put a letter or something, there's a good chance that there's going to be other of the same letters. So as long as you don't have commas. Oh, but let's look, we do have commas in our text. So how about semicolons? If we scroll through, do we see any semicolons? I don't see any semicolons. So semicolon might be a good option. And then we can go next. Oh, let's include the field names. Go next. That just gives us a chance to change the file name if we want. Let's go finish and close. So let's go back here and look at this text file that we got. So now this is useful for exporting into other kind of into lots of different programs. Like if you remember from Word, when we did the convert text to table, so this is the kind of text you might get from somewhere that would be useful for that. So let's just hop over to Word and do that. So I just grabbed some of that text, the first 10 lines or so. We'll paste it in here, highlight it, and under the insert tables, convert text to table. It guessed the columns wrong, so let's go down here, and we used a semicolon. So we put a semicolon in there, and now it shows, yes, we have 6. And there we go. Now keep in mind that Word and Access integrate quite well, so to do it this way is some extra steps. But that just shows how that kind of a export is useful, because there will be other programs that can use that same kind of data. Okay. If we do the same thing, export the text file, it'd be nice if we could get just the selected records, but if we set the export to get the selected records to export, we don't quite get what we expect. So we'll go OK. It only gives us one option, and this is what we end up with. So we can look into it further later if we want to really try to figure out how to do that. So that covers the export to text. Okay, so now let's look at if we want to get our data right from within Excel. So we can close this, and I'll open up a new Excel file. So it's actually not an import, we're going to create a data link. Meaning that Excel isn't keeping its own data, it's going to go out and look to the database to get it. So to do that, from within our new Excel file, go under the Data tab, and then on the left hand side there's a button for Get External Data. We can go from Access, and then we go and find our Access file. And then it gives us some options for what we want to pick. We're looking for our orders table, is what we've been using all along. It asks us where we want to put it, and we're just going to say in the existing one, and then we'll go OK. So now here is all of that information again. The nicest part about doing it this way is it gives you all of these filters like we've seen over in the other. So say we wanted to do the same thing with seeing whether it's been paid for. We can click here, unselect the true meaning it has been paid, and go like that, and now we've got only the ones that have not been paid showing. So one important thing to keep in mind is that if we make changes in this Excel file, it will not get transmitted to Access. So say this order number 7, sorry, let me change that back to only the ones that have not been paid. Let's say we change 50, order number 50, to true, saying that it has been paid for. If we say sorry, if we save that there and then close this, let's go back to Access, back to our orders table again. Now let's go find number 50. So it is still says it has not been paid. So let me filter these again. So let me change a different one. Say 52. Let's change that one to that it has been paid. Close that and go back to our Excel file. So it's still showing right now in Excel, the one that we manually changed in Excel. If we want to update, and then 52 is the one that we changed in Access. If we want to update them both to what Access says now, go back to the data tab and click Refresh All. So now we've got this filter on, so 52 went away, meaning it has been paid. 50 was set back to not being paid. Okay, so that covers us for import inside of Excel. I'll change the wording of that to create an Excel data link. So the next one we're going to look at is how to copy and paste from Access into Word. So let's go back to our database, back to our orders table. We could select everything if we wanted, but I'm going to filter again to the not paid. So maybe you just need to make a quick report that you can send off to somebody. You can highlight all the rows that need to be put into your report. Either click the copy up, sorry, not cut, click copy up here, or press Control C. Go into whatever Word document you're working on. So I just opened up a new one quickly. Just hit Control V, and there's a copy of that table that we had there. So either Control V or right click, and then pick the one that looks the way you want it to. So that's all there is to that for that step. It asks us to do one for Google Docs as well. So I'm just going to go into Google Docs, go into a blank one, and then again right click and paste or Control V, and there's our table again. Now I just noticed there's one difference. So when we pasted it into Word, it said order tables at the top. When we pasted it into Google Docs, it omitted that first row. So I don't know why I did that, but always be cognizant of things when you paste them anywhere, just to make sure that you're getting what you wanted. Okay, so what you're going to want to submit is one file where you export it to Excel. You can pick whichever format we went through. One text file that's formatted as CSV, and then an Excel file that has the data link created inside of it, and then copy and paste to Word, so a Word file that's been pasted into a Google Doc with the same thing pasted in again.
This is all coming from Access.
Yeah, so you start with the one file and then just bring that data out to wherever. So we use the orders table here. If you wanted to use one of the other tables in that database, it doesn't matter. The orders one just seemed the quickest and easiest to me. When you make a Google Docs, within your assignments, there's that create button. If you want a Google Doc, you can just click that create button and then go down to Google Docs. And then you don't have to save it somewhere else and go through the hassle of importing it. Okay.